So it'll be a swift 2-0, like I predicted, like I told you guys, waste of time. We're trying to go play some cube. Yo, someone get the cube ready. So I'll be done in 2 minutes.
Gabe, how do you feel?
He won dice roll. What can you do?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody sounds like PB.
Steven, can you show us what you're gonna side?
I'm facing the best deck, so I have to side. But no problem.
Just
It's 6 of my good friends.
Okay, can you show us what you're gonna side?
Cubic monsters.
Wait. Okay.
Nice laugh, bro.
Right?
Does it come in men's?
I'm so done. No, it only comes in lady boys. I know.
So Gabe will be going first in game 2. Start with a really bold play, Pot of Desires. Obviously, Magical Abductor will gain 1 counter on Pot of Desires. Draw 2 cards off Gabe. Steven, what are you doing?
Greats recognize greats. So I'm just listening to other great speeches, such as Muhammad Ali. I am the greatest, in the words of Muhammad Ali. I am the Muhammad Ali of Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's go.
Alright guys, so let's get started with game 2 of the epic TRIF Gaming versus Gabe. Gabe is going to start off with Heart of Desires, banishing 10 cards to draw 2 cards. And obviously he activated Magical Abductor and Scale, giving him 1 counter. And then he's going to activate Allure of Darkness, draw 2 cards, banish the Dark Worm that he drew, I believe, or maybe it was already in his hand, to resolve Allure of Darkness. And then he's going to have 2 counters on Magical Abductor. He's a normal summon Kepler, search Dark Contract. Dark Contract is going to be able to search a Thomas directly from the deck to her hand, and at the same time giving Magical Abductor 3 counters. So Gabe is starting off very, very strong already with you know, Magical Abductor and obviously Kepler on the field. And we don't know what's in Gabe's hand, but I'm pretty sure Gabe's going to be able to put up a pretty strong board first turn. And looking at Steven's hand earlier, Steven already has 2 turbo cards in his hand, Current Racer and also Mass Cerberus. If Steven was to go first, that board would be absolutely devastating against any Pendulum or any you know, Trickstar Sky Striker matchup. So Gabe's gonna go Chronograph and Scale, activate Chronograph to pop itself, especially with Time Gazer directly from the deck. And I believe he searched Chronograph off the Magical Abductor, I believe. I'm sorry if I missed that, but anyways, he's gonna go Electrum. Electrum is gonna be able to dump a Pendulum monster to the extra deck. So Gabe's checking his hand to see what he's gonna be able to dump to the extra deck off Electrum's effect. So he's gonna, what is it, dump another Chronograph. Okay, so awesome. He's gonna be sending another Chronograph to the extra deck. He already used Magical Abductor Search effect. He's gonna activate Thomas. Oh, okay, he's taking that back, thinking what he should do next. So Thomas, and Thomas is really good because Thomas is gonna be able to add back Kepler to the hand, so that way that your Chronograph summon is essentially free. So that way that you can just summon a free Electromite using the Kepler that you brought back with the Thomas. So he's gonna activate Electromite's effect to pop the Thomas. To basically add Chronograph. Chrono is going to trigger Special Summon Dark Worm, and then he's going to offer Steven to cut the deck to draw 1 off Electromite, but Steven is not cutting the deck. Okay, and then he's going to search off the Dark Worm. He's Special Summon off the Chronograph. So Gate 0 is actually really important in this specific version, especially since now Astrograph is banned. The reason why it's important is because it's a level 7 monster, which gives you access to Absolute Dragon. I said Apsis. What is wrong with me? Okay, so I go. So he goes Electromite, the second Electromite to be able to dump. I believe he should dump Rescue Hamster at this point. Is he gonna dump Hamster, or what is he gonna dump? Let's see. What are his options? So yes, he's thinking on what to dump with Electromite. So yeah, he's gonna dump the Hamster to the extra deck. Pretty strong board right now. And then he's gonna activate the Electromite to basically pop the Dark Contract. The second copy that Chronograph to the hand. And Chronograph is special on itself, especially on the monster from hand, the Kepler. As said before, that Kepler ad of Thomas is just a free ad, and which gives you access to a free Electromite. So he's gonna go into the third Electromite, which he listened to Steven stick to the game plan. You know, Steven was the inventor of the 60 card version, and Gabe essentially playing Steven's deck. So Gabe is gonna dump Zanky Magicians to the extra deck, using the third Electromite, and the third Electromite haven't not used its pop effect yet. So it's able to pop something to basically add another card back to the hand from the extra deck, which is pretty awesome. So stick to the game plan, guys. If you guys are actually ever playing Pendulums, you always try to go 3 Electromites in one turn, make a Firewall in the middle, and then just basically proceed to just kill your opponent with multiple negates on the board. So yes. So already gave us his checking his extra deck to see what he can add or what he can pop with Electromite. The third copy, obviously. He can just, at this point, he can just save for next turn. He can just go, you know, pop a scale or something. Yeah, pop a scale. And then add a hamster. You know, that'll be a really good play to save for next turn. Let's see what Gabe has in store. He's gonna, yeah, see, I was correct. So if Steven were to ever spear mode, Gabe or things like that, he can have a recover play with rescue hamster in his hand. And obviously now at this point, he should be able to complete his scales and make a Firewall Dragon in the middle, stick to the game plan, 3 Electromites, Firewall Dragon in the middle, and then you just basically Pendulum summon out every single card, and then you just proceed to win the game with Pendulums. And the only thing that you should be worried about is obviously Spear Mode. Spear Mode is pretty scary. Spear Mode Lava Golem, it's pretty hard to deal with, but he's going to scale harmonizing, giving Magical Doctor 2 counters for next turn, and Magical Doctor doesn't have a max counters, by the way, so they can get as many counters. And he's going to special summon, of course, Gate, Zanki, and Chronograph, and he's going to overlay for Naruto, I believe. Let's see what Gabe is going to be going into. Naruto, and then, oh no, he plays the Beatrice. No, 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 no. No, don't tell me he's doing it. Oh my god! That is such a pro play by Gabe. Congrats, Gabe. Nice. So he's going to dump D-Barrier, and he's going to use Beatrice, Absolute, and Electromite to make Griffin. Griffin is going to set back the D-Barrier. Oh! Gabe, pro plays there. Really pro plays. Really pro plays, guys. Guys, Gabe is a really great Pendulum player too. You know, Steven is obviously the Pendulum master, but you guys all know Gabe from the channel. He's been playing Pendulum ever since the deck came out as well. But Steven just took the deck to another level, you guys know what I mean. So he's gonna activate, you know, Absolute Chainlink 2 and Griffin Chainlink 1 to ditch the Potter's Desires in his hand to reset the D-Barrier on the board, which is amazing. So he has a Firewall bounce, a Griffin that negates anything that's not linked, and he has a Vortex negate and a D-Barrier. So Steven is pretty much locked, even though how good Steven's hand is, like D-Barrier just takes care of the rest. So he's gonna change his mind, not put the Absolute Dragon into the extra monster zone, but he's gonna put it beside the Griffin. Okay, and yeah, wow, that's some pretty sick. So you can do this for any card. You know, that's why if you guys remember the Goki deck that summoned Curious to dump like Imperial Order to the graveyard to basically reset it back with Griffin, you can essentially do the same thing with this deck with Beatrice. You know, since you play multiple level 6s and Chronograph is the most important level 6 in the deck, you can basically send any cards to the graveyard. Let's say you want to send Anti-Spell, or you want to send any Problematic Floodgate to the graveyard to actually help stun your opponent. Beatrice does the rest, and then Griffin just resets the card, whichever card you dump. So that's a pretty good play by Gabe, in my personal opinion. So shoutouts to you, Gabe. And now he's looking through his graveyard to see what are his options, and then he's gonna use Firewall Dragon's effect to target Chronograph in the graveyard to bounce it back to the hand, and he's gonna make Undercloud Taker with Griffin and Firewall. Oh, I understand why. Okay, he's afraid of Spear Mode. Okay, so you know that's pretty much a safer play, because Gabe already has guaranteed D-Barrier to stun his turn, so you can poke the next turn. But as you can see, Steven does not have Spear Mode at all, so maybe Gabe is just overthinking. But it's obviously way better to go for the safer route instead of just, you know, getting Spear Mode by all 3 monsters. So that's a pretty good play by Gabe, in my opinion. You know what, just to be safe. You know, it's better safe than sorry. It's like, yeah, just protecting himself from getting Spear Mode. So he's gonna activate Magical Abductor. Steven also has a Magical Abductor in his hand, but Steven's hand looks absolutely amazing. If it wasn't for D-Barrier, Steven would pretty much be able to just break this board very easily. So he's gonna go Lord Darkness. You know, Vortex is not gonna negate that, putting 1 counter on Magical Abductor. And also, Gabe's Magical Abductor will have 3 counters as well, because each time a small card is activated, Magical Abductor will gain a counter, whether or not it'll be your opponent's spell or obviously your own spell card. So he's going to banish the Harmonizing off the Allure Darkness. Okay, and then he's going to go Desires, banish 10. I'm pretty sure Gabe is going to have to negate this. Like, Desires is like a free +2, you know what I mean? Not +1, I mean, my apologies. So obviously he's going to negate that by sending Time Gazer back into the deck. And sending Time Gazer to the deck is actually pretty amazing as well, because you can always reuse Chronograph to bring back Time Gazer directly from the deck, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, and I believe, yeah, Steven is at how many cards in his hand? He'd be at 5 cards in his hand. Yeah, 5 cards in his hand. 5 or 4. But he has to, okay, so he's going to go Pendulum Call, ditching the Cerberus to the graveyard. And obviously, guys, remember, Magical Abductor will not gain counters for the activation on Pot of Desires, because the activation was negated. So Steven will still have one counter on the Pot of Desires. Not on Pot of Desires, on the Magical Abductor, and then he's gonna get another counter for the activation of Pendulum Call, obviously. So he's gonna add Harmonizing and also Purple Poison to the hand. He's gonna go Current Razor in the scale, and then yep, attempt to activate effect, activate D-Rare, and then he's pretty much done for the turn. If Steven can't put up you know, a pretty good board against this, you know, this board right now that he has, pretty sure Gabe's gonna be able to OTK him next turn. So yeah, so Abductor is at 2 counters, 3 counters because the activation of Current Razor. So you know, Abductor will be able to activate you know, to search Chronograph, and it's pretty good because Steven did search Purple Poison, so you can just go Purple Poison, attack into Underclock. Yeah, that's right, attack into Underclock, and then Gabe will take first damage 200, 7,800 to 8,000. And then the reason why he searched Chronograph is because if Purple Poison gets destroyed, Chronograph can trigger itself from the hand, especially on itself, and also another card. So essentially, he kind of makes a wall to protect himself from getting OTK'd by Gabe. So, but he does have a Vortex Negate, and he does have Magical Abductor Search, so he's gonna activate Magical Abductor's effect to search a card directly from the deck to the hand, and he's gonna search Jackal. Abductor can search any card, guys, any Pendulum card, which is pretty broken. Best card. Steven is not even paying attention to the matchup. He's just so confident that he's gonna win this match, or potentially win game 3. Who knows how this match is gonna go? But looking at the way that Gabe is playing this, you know, this turn, I'm pretty sure he's gonna pretty much OTK Steven, or just put up a massive board that Steven cannot come back from. But you know, he can just easily go Borlow Dragon, take away Purple Poison, you know, attack for damage, so that way that Chronograph doesn't trigger, and then make a Tornado Dragon, and then you have a Vortex in the game, which is pretty crazy. So he's gonna, okay, see whether or not to put Harmonizing on the right or in the center field. So let's see. So is he gonna activate Harmonizing effect? Let's see what Gabe is planning to do. Alright, so Gabe is gonna activate Harmonizing effect to basically special summon. It doesn't really matter what he special summons with Black Fang. Wisdom Eye. Maybe he should special summon the Black Fang. It would have been way better, because if he potentially were to overlay with you know, the Black Fang, he can special summon a spellcaster from the graveyard. So yes, so he's gonna overlay. Yeah, he Borlord is probably the safest bet. Yeah, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Yeah, using those 4, because he takes the Purple Poison with the Purple and Wisdom Eye, you make Tornado, and you pretty much just secure the match. Yeah, great play. Put Vortex in attack. Okay, maybe enter battle phase, activate Borlord, steal the Purple Poison. Boom. Yep, correct play. Attack for 1,200 damage, plus 25. What's that? Absolute Dragons attack. So a total of 2,700 damage. No, 3,700 damage. So putting Steven at 43. 4,300. Yeah, so he's going to turn Tornado Dragon with the 2, and he's going to pop the Abductor. Pop the Abductor, yep. And then he has another pop next turn with a Vortex in the game, which is pretty crazy. And he does have a Jackal in hand, so if Gabe were to tribute Borlow Dragon, he can extra. Oh, whoa, okay, he did it. So he has an extra negate now. I was about to say that. He does have a. I was about to say he does have a Jackal in hand. He can just tribute the Borlow, because it's not gonna do him any good on his opponent's turn, anyways. On Steven's turn, so might as well get another negate in. So he's gonna activate Foolish, just for the sole being that he gets 2 counters on Jackal. So Jackal has a monster negate. So he's a monster negate, any negate, and a Tornado Dragon, which pops the scale. And Steven only has how many cards? 3 cards in hand. Draw 4 cards. So out of the 4 cards, Gabe can negate 3 of them. So Steven it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. Man, it looks like Gabe is gonna be taking this match, guys. Gods can fall. Have you guys played God of War? Gods can fall, man. Steven proclaims to be the Pendulum God, but Gabe, you know, his student, looks like he's gonna be taking this match. Current Razor is a high scale, so he's gonna activate Tornado to pop the Current Razor. Cool. Let's see. And he does have another negate. He has 2 negates, so he's gonna activate Chrono. Jackal negate. Okay, so it destroys that sense of the graveyard. So he gets 1 more negate. Hamster. Activate Hamster's effect. No, Vortex negate. Cool. So use all his negates. He does have 2 cards left in his hand. What does Steven have? Pen Call. Doesn't even matter. If Steven did Dark Worm to the graveyard out that Pen Call, it would have been absolutely amazing. It would have been very nice. Very, very nice. But unfortunately, that does not happen. And I don't see a way for Steven to actually come back from this game. So, yeah. So he's gonna negate using Vortex, shuffling back Thomas to his deck. So, yeah. Guys, looks like there's gonna be a game 3 right here, man. Looks like there's gonna be a game 3 for those of you who voted that Gabe will get Swift 2-0. I guess you guys were incorrect. This is gonna be an epic match, guys. I love having good matches like this. You know what I mean? Like, very friendly match. Steven's very confident he's gonna win. Gabe wants to beat Steven very badly, and Steven's gonna scoop it up. So that's pretty much it for game 2, everybody. Let's proceed to game 3. Vote now. Who's gonna win game 3, guys?
I feel like Usain in the cheetah print. Talk fresh game, I don't need a minute. R.I.P. the game, I need a minute. Okay, let's proceed with it. I'm in the house, got the deed with it. These bozos always sneak this and they taking shots. I'ma keep with it like no, this league business.